Yeah. Alright. Action. Alright. Coriolanus. And this is not going to go on one video. I think my phone only does 30 minutes and then flips to a new video. Which is all good. As long as it's not taken down.
Doing what?
It's kind of struggling. My phone, after it uploads to YouTube, it just kind of like it goes on nap mode for like a minute and then it comes back and it's like all good again.
Well, what you could do is after it's uploaded, you could delete the videos.
I do. I think if I just upload one video at a time, though, I would be a lot less stress on my phone.
Try it then.
I mean, this is the learning process, and we just started doing it, so eventually we'll get it hooked up. Alright, Coriolanus. Menus Agrippa. Well, no more, first senator. No more words, we beseech you. Cactus Marcus Coriolanus. How no more? As for my country, I have shed my blood, not fearing outward forces. So shall my lungs, coin words, till their decay, against those measles, which we disdain should terror us, yet sought the very way to catch them. Brutus, or Junius Brutus, you speak of the people, as if you were a god to punish, not a man of their infirmity. Shh, you're crunching too loud. Sorry. Senias volutius. 'Twere well we let the peoples know. Menneas Agrippa. What his choler? Cactus Marcus Coriolanus. Choler? Rise patient as midnight sleep, by Jove. 'Twould be my mind. Senias voluptuous. It is a mind that shall remain a poison where it is, not to poison any further. Cactus Marcus Coriolanus shall remain. Hear you this triton of the minnows. Mark you his absolute shall. I can't stop coughing. I got some stuck in my chest. Alright. Cactus Marcus Coriolanus shall. Oh, good, but most unwise petitions. Why, ye grave but reckless senators, have ye thus given Hydra here to choose an officer, that with his premature shall, being but the horn in the nose of the monster, wants not spirit to say he'll turn your current in a ditch, and make your change his. If he have power, then veil your ignorance. If none, awake your dangerous lenity. If you are learned, be not as common fools. If you are not, let them have cushion by you. You are plebeianus. Plebeianus? Yeah. If they be senators, and they are no less, when both your voices blend the greatest taste, most palates theirs, they choose their magistrates, such as one as he, who puts his popular shall against a grave bench.
You almost just said Ben. I heard that.
No.
Everyone heard that.
Shush. I don't know what I just said.
You said Brent.
No, I didn't.
And then Brent.
Shush, quit saying that. Stop. You're gonna get, dang you. Eat your lunch and be quiet. Then, ever ground in grease by Jove himself, it makes the constant base. And my soul aches to know when two authorities are up. Neither supreme, how soon confusion may enter twixt the grape of both and take one by the other. Communionists. Well, on to the marketplace. Catius Marcus Coriolanus. Whoever gave that counsel to give forth the corner of the storehouse, grazie as 'twas used sometime in Greece. Manius Agrippa. Well, no more of that. Gaius Marcus Coriolanus. Though there the people had more absolute power, I say, the nutrition disobedient fed the root of the state. Junius Brutus. Why shall the people give one that speaks thus their voice? Cactus Marcus Coriolanus. I give my reason, more worthier than their voices. They know the corn was not the recompensation. Resting well assured, they never did service for it, being priests to the war. Even when the novel of the state was touched, they would not threaten the gate. This kind of service did not deserve corn graties, being I the war. Their mutinies and revolts, wherein they showed most valor spoke not for them. The accusations which they have often made against the Senate, the cause unborn, could never be the native over so frank donation. Well, what then? How shall this bosom multiply, digest the Senate's courtesy? Let's deeds express, which like to be their words, we did not request it. We are the greater Pole, and in true fear they gave us dams. Thus we database the nature of our seat and make the noble call our cares fears, which will in time break ope the locks of the Senate and bring in the crowns to peak of the eagles. Manius Agrippa. Calm enough, Junius Brutus. Enough was over the measure. Cactus Marcus Coriolanus. No, take more, what may be sworn by, both divine and human. Seal what I and withal the double worship, where one part does disdain with cause the other, insults with all reason, where gentry titles wisdom, cannot conclude but by yea and no, of generals ignorant, and must omit real necessities, and give way the while to unstable slightness, purpose so barred it follows. Nothing is done to purpose, therefore beseech you that will be less fearful than discreet, that love the fundamental parts of state, more than you doubt to change on it the prefer, a noble life before a long and wish, to jump a bottle of dangerous physics, that sure of death without it, at one pluck out the multitudinous tongue, let them not lick the sweat which is in their poison. Your dishonored mingles true judgment, and reveres the state of that integrity which should become it, not having the power to do good it would, for the ill which doeth control. Junius Brutus has said enough. Senus Valtuus sounds like those vampire people. Or, okay. Has spoken like a traitor, and shall answer a traitor due. Cactus Marcus Coriolanus. Thou wretched despised overwhelmed thee. What should the people do with these bald tribunes, on whom depends their obedience falls, to the great bench in rebellion, when what not meet, but what must be, was law? Then were they chosen in a better hour. Let what is meet be said, it must be met, and through their powers are the dust. Junius Brutus. Manifest treason. Senius Valtuus. This a council note? Junius Brutus. The ideal ho enters aduli A deal. A deal. Okay. Let him be apprehended. Sinuous Vulturus. Go call the people. Exit Adele. And whose name myself attach these as a traitorous inventor, a foe to the public will, obey, I charge thee, and follow to thine answer. Cactus Marcus Coriolanus. Hansold goat, senators, etc. Will surely him. Communius. Age, sir, hands off. Cactus Marcus Coriolanus. Hand to rotten things, or I shall shake thy bones out of thy garments. Sinuous Vulturus. Help, ye citizens. Enters a rabble of citizens with the Adeles. Yeah. Meaningless Agrippa. On both sides, more respect. Sinuous Valutus. Here's he that would take from you all your power. Junius Brutus. Size him, Adele's citizens. Down with him, senators, etc. Weapons, weapons, weapons. They all bustle about Coriolanus, tribunes, patricians, citizens. What ho, Seniors Brutus, Coriolanus, citizens, peace, 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 stay hold peace. Menelaus Agrippa, what is about to be? I am out of breath. Confusion's near, cannot speak, you tribunes, to the people. Coriolanus, patience. Speak, good Senius. Senius Volutus. Hear me, people, peace. Citizens, let's hear our tribune peace. Speak, speak, speak. Senius Voltius. You are at a point to lose your liberties, Marcus. Would you have all from you, Marcus, who late you have named for counsel? Manius Agrippa. Fie, fie, fie. This is the way to the kind, not to the quench. First Senator. To unbuild the city, to lay all flat. Senulus Volutius. Which is the city but the people? Citizens, true. The people are the city. Genius Brutus. By all the concert of all, we were established, the people's magistrates. Citizens. You so remain, Manius Agrippa, and so are like to do. Communius. That is the way to lay the city flat, to bring the roof to the foundation, and bury all, which yet directly ranges in heaps of piles of ruin, distinctly ranges in heaps and piles of ruins. Senius Volutius. This deserves death. Junius Brutus. Or let us stand to our authority, or let us lose it. We do here pronounce upon the part of the people, and whose power we were elected theirs. Marcus is worthy of present death. Senilius Volutius. Therefore lay hold of him, bear him to the rock, tarpined, and from thence into destruction cast him. Junius Brutus. Adelius, seize him. Citizen. Yield, Marcus, yield. Manius Agrippa. Hear me one word, beseech you, tribune. Hear me but a word. Adelius. Peace, peace. Manius Agrippa. Be that you seem truly your country's friend, and temporarily proceeded to what you would thus violently redress. Junius Brutus. Sir, those cold ways that seem like prudent help are very poisonous. Where the disease is violent, lay hands upon him, and bear him to the rock. Cactus Marcus Coriolanus. No, I'll die here, jaunding his sword. There's some among you have beheld me fighting. Come, try upon yourself what you have seen me. Manius Agrippa. Down with that sword, tribunes, with all while. Junius Brutus. Lay hands upon him. Manius Agrippa. Help, Marcus, help. you that be noble, help him, young and old. Citizens, down with him, down with him. In the mutiny, the tribune, the Adelias, and the people are beating in. Manuus Agrippa, go, get you to your house. Be gone away, all will be knighted else. Second Senator, get you gone. Communius, stand fast, as we have many friends as enemies. Manuus Agrippa, shall I be put to that? First Senator, the gods forbid. I pity thee, noble friend, home to thy house. Leave us to cure this cause. Manuus Agrippa, for 'tis a sore upon us, you cannot tend yourself. Be gone, beseech you. Communius, come, sir, along with us. Catius Marcus Coriolanus, I would they were barbarians as they are, though in Rome littered not Romans as they are not. Through called I the porch of the capital. Manuus Agrippa, be gone, put not your worthy rage into your tongue, when time will own another. Cactus Marcus Coriolanus, on fair ground I could beat 40 of them. Menelaus Agrippa, I could myself take up a brace o' the beast of them yet. The two tribunes. Communius, but now 'tis odd beyond arithmetic, and manhood is called foolery when it stands against the falling fabric. Will you hence before the rat returned, whose rage does rend like interrupted water, and overbeared what they are used to bear? Manuus Agrippa, pray you be gone. I'll try whether my old wit be in request. With those that have but little, this must be patched, with clothes of any color. Communius, nay, come away. Excellent Coriolanus, Communius, and others. First Patron, this man has married his fortune. Manuus Agrippa, his nature is too noble for the world. He would not flatter Neptune for his trident, for Jove for power to thunder, his heart, his mouth. What his breast forgets that his tongue must vent, and being angry, doeth forget that ever he heard the name of death. A noise within. Here's goodly work. Second Patron. I would they were abed. Manuus Agrippa, I would they were Tibur. What the vengeance? Could he not speak 'em fair? Enters Brutus and Caesarius with the rabble again. Caesarius Valturius, where is this viper that would depopulate the city and every man himself? Manuus Agrippa, your worthy tribunes. Caesarius Valturius, he shall be thrown down the tapering rock with rigorous hands. He that has resisted law, and therefore law should scorn him further trial than the severity of the public power, which he so set at naught. First Citizen, he shall well know the noble tribunes are the people's mouths, and we their hands. Citizens, he shall sure on it. Manuus Agrippa, sir, Caesarius Valturius. Peace. Manuus Agrippa, do not cry havoc where you should, but hunt with modest warrant. Caesarius Valturius, sir, how comest that you have hoped to make this rescue? Manuus Agrippa, hear me speak. As I do know the consul's worthiness, so can I name his faults. Caesarius Valturius, counsel, what counsel? Manuus Agrippa, the consul Coriolanus, Junius Brutus, he counseled. Citizens, no. Manuus Agrippa, If by the tribunes leave and yours, good people, I may be heard, I'll crave a word or two, which shall turn into no further harm than so much loss of time. Senelius Valtorius. Speak briefly then, for we are peremptory to dispatch these viperous traitors, to eject him hence, were but our danger, and to keep him here our certain death. Therefore it is decreed he dies tonight. Manius Agrippa. Now the good gods forbid that our reowned Rome, whose gratitude towards her devised children is enrolled in Jove's own book, like an unnatural dam, should now eat up her own. Cineas Valtuius. He's a disease that must be cut away. Manuelus Agrippa. Oh, he's a lamb that has but a disease. Morsels to cut it off to cure it easy. What has he done to Rome that's worthy of death? Killing our enemies? The blood he has lost, which I dare vouch is more than that he has, but many an ounce he drops for his country, and what is left to lose is by his country. Were to us all that don't and suffer it, a brand to the end of the world. Junius Valtorius. This is clean Cam. Junius Brutus. Merely a way when he did love his country, it honored him. Manius Agrippa. The service of the foot, being once gingrid, is not then respected for what before it was. Junius Brutus. Will hear no more. Pursue him to his house and pluck him thence, lest his infection be a catching nature. Spread further. Manius Agrippa. One word, man, one word. The tiger-footed rage, then it shall find. The harm unscanned swiftness will too late. 'Tis leading pound to heels, process by processes. Let parties as he is beloved break out, and such great Rome with Romans. Junius Brutus. If it were so, Sennius Valtorius. What do ye talk? Have we not had taste of his obedience? Our adeliate smote, our self-resisted come. Manius Agrippa. Consider this, he has been bred by the wars, since he could draw a sword, and is ill-scholared in bolting language, meals and brands together. He throws without distinction. Give me leave, I'll go to him and undertake to bring him, where he shall answer by a lawful form, in peace, to his utmost peril. First Senator. Noble Tribune, it is the human way. The other course will prove too bloody, and the end of it unknown to the beginning. Caesarus Valtorius. Noble Menenius, be you then as the people's officers. Masters, lay down your weapons. Junius Brutus, go not home. Cincinius Valtorius. Meet on the marketplace, will attend ye there, where, if you bring not Marcus, will proceed in our first way. Manius Agrippa. I'll bring him to you, to the senators. Let me desire company, he must come, or what it's worse will follow. First Senator. Pray you, let it to him. Excellence. Scene 2. A room in Coriolanus' house. Enters Coriolanus and patricians. Cactus Marcus Coriolanus. Let them pull all about mine ears. Present me death on the wheel, or at wild horses' heels, or pile 10 hills on the Tarpon rock, that the perceptions might drown stretch below the hem of sight. You will, I still, be thus to them. First Patrician. You do the nobler. Cactus Marcus Coriolanus. I muse my mother, does not prove me further who was wont to call them woodland vessels, things created to buy and sell with groats, to show bare heels in congregations, to yawn, be still and wonder, when one of my audience stood up to speak of peace or war, enters Volumnia. I talked to you. Why did you wish me the milder? Would you have me false to my nature? Rather say I played the man I am? Volumnia. Oh, sir, I would have had you put your powers well on, before you had worn it out. Cactus Marcus Coriolanus. Let's go. Volumnia. You might have been enough the man you are, with striving less to be so, lesser had been the thwarting of your dispositions, if you had not shown them how you were disposed, ere they lack power to cross you. Cactus Marcus Coriolanus. Let them hang. Volumnia. I am burned too. Enters Menenius with the senators. Menenius Agrippa. Come, you have been too rough, something too rough. You must return and mend it. For senators. There is no remedy, unless by not so doing, our good city, cleave it in the mist and perish. Volumnia. Pray be counselled. I have a heart as little apt as yours, but yet a brain that leads my use of anger to better vantage. Last page, you're reading the last part.
Okay.
I shall not forget today. Marcus Martinius Agrippa. Well said, noble woman, before he shall thrust up to the herd, but that the violent fit o' the time cries it, and as physic. For the whole state I would put my armor on, for which I can scarcely bear. Cactus Marcus Coriolanus. What must I do? Menenius Agrippa. Return to the tribune. Cactus Marcus Coriolanus. Well, what then? Menenius Agrippa. Repent what you have spoke. Cactus Marcus Coriolanus. For them I cannot do it to the gods. Must I then do it to them? Volumnia. You are too absolute, though therein you can never be too noble. But when extremities speak, I have heard you say honor and politics, like unsevered friends, I the wood do grow together, grant that, and tell me, in peace would each of them by the others lose, that they combine not there. Cactus Marcus Coriolanus. Tush, Menenius Agrippa. A good demand, Volumnia. If it be an honor in your wars to seem the same you are not, which for your best ends you're adopting policy, how is it less or worse that it shall hold companionship in peace with honor as in war, since that to both it stands in like request? Cactus Marcus Coriolanus. Why foresee this, Volumnia? Because that now it lies you on to speak to the people, not by your own instruction, nor by the matter which your heart promotes you, but with such words that are but rooted in your tongue, through but bastards and syllables, of no allowance to your own bosom's truth. Now, this is no more dishonors you at all, than to take in a town with gentle words, which else would put you in a fortune, and the hazards of much blood. I would dissemble with my nature where my fortunes and my friends to stake required. I should do so in honors. I am in this your wife, your son, your senators, your nobles, and you would rather show our generals lout how you can frown and spend a fawn upon them for the inheritance of their loves and safeguards of what that want might ruin. Manius Agrippa. Noble lady, come, go with us. Speaker fair, you may slave so, not what is dangers present, but the loss of what is past. Volumnia. I pity thee now, my son, go to them, with this bonnet in thy hand, and thus for having stretched it, here be with them, that thy knee, bridging thy stone, for in such business, action is eloquent, and the eye of the ignorant, most learned than the ears, weaving thy head, which often thus correcting thy stout heart, now humble at the repressed mulberry, that will not hold the handling, or say to them, thou art their soldiers, and being bred in boils, has not the soft way which thou doest confess, were fit for thee to use, as they to claim, and asking their good loves, but thou wit frames thyself forsooth hereafter theirs, so far as thou hast power in person. Manius Agrippa. This but done, even as she speaks it, why their hearts were yours, and they have pardon, being asked as free as words to little purpose. Volumnia. Pity thee now, go and be ruled, although I know thou hadst rather follow thine enemies in a fierce gulf, than flatter him in a bower. Here in Columnianus. Enters Columnius. I had been the marketplace, and certes fit you make strong parts or defend yourself, by calmness or by absence, all in anger. Manius Agrippa. Only fair speech. Commius. I think 'twere serve if he can thereto frame his spirit. Volumnia. He must and will. Pity thee now. Say you will, and go about it. Cactus Marcus Coriolanus. Must I go show them my unbarbed sconce? Must I, with my base tongues, give it to my noble heart a lie that I must bear? Well, I'll do it. Well, I'll don't. Yet, were there but this single prot to lose, this mold of Marcus, they to dust chagrined it, and throw against the wind to the marketplace. You have put me now to such a part which never I discharge to the life.